you've got what it takes. I'll tell you why. What you don't use, you lose, in a sense. What you don't use atrophies, because you don't really ever lose it. It's as if you don't have it. So when we, in the time game, live in memories, in a sense, and we're never afraid of the unknown. No, it's the what we've known or what's in our mind happening again, in a sense. You couldn't be afraid of something you didn't know. And it isn't what you know that's important. It's to make sure that what you know is really so. It really works for you. It's just not some beliefs that you've been taught, or ideas that you've been taught are true. For instance, intuition. And you'll say, well, someone has more intuition than I do. No, we all have an equal amount. That's what equal means. Equal doesn't mean we're the same. You and I are not the same. We're different, and yet we have the same source, the same base, so we're both the same and different. It's not either all the same or all different. It's you want to bring together the plus and the minus. You want to bring together the opposites, because like giving and receiving are two sides of the same coin. And yet one side doesn't know the other side, but both sides are necessary for the completion. And when you get above that and you witness that, you're not caught up in the duality. So we go back, say, to intuition. And you say, well, I don't have it. Yes, you do, but you're not trusting it. If you don't use something, you lose it, in a sense. It's like playing the piano. Because I got this really great baby grand piano for $50, could you believe it, at this yard sale at the high school. And I had wanted the piano, but I thought, oh, I don't know, I just, I had pianos, but I moved so often that I had to get rid of my really big, beautiful Yamaha piano. It was fine, but I wanted the acoustical. And so then when I got it and all that, and got it tuned and everything and playing, I noticed the more I play, the better I am at playing. The less I play, then I have to maybe start again and get it going. But you never really lose the ability. You just have to use it to have it work. It's like people say, well, I can't sing. No, you can sing. But it would help to have someone who's a really good teacher. Like my teacher was David Kyle, and he taught me to be an opera singer, because after the age of 50, I had thought, well, in my next lifetime, I think I'll be a temperamental opera singer like Maria Callas, So, and her appearance day or birthday was the day before mine. That's kind of interesting. And so I thought at 50, well, why wait till the next lifetime? And then so by just being open to it in the way, one of my friends told me about a great voice teacher in Seattle, the maestro, David Kyle. So anyway, he then gave me the exercises and worked with me, and he was always positive reinforcement, the greatest teacher. I mean, just anybody who knows David Kyle, the maestro, and trained my voice. And I was able to sing the opera and the songs and experience the fullness of my voice. And yet I didn't want to do that as a career, and I'm glad I did it in this lifetime. Forget about the next lifetime. You don't have a next lifetime. It's like you don't die. Somebody say, oh, he's dead. I heard this lady said, I heard her around town because her husband just left this world a little bit, and they cremated his body. And she was saying, pretty soon I got to get this, and I'm going to put him in the ground. I'm going to put him in the ground. You're not going to put him in the ground. These are ashes. It's not, the body has transformed itself, but who you are is consistent. And we have all of these qualities and these powers and these knowingness and artistic ability. It's the same. I like to do sewing, and but the sewing I like to make little clothes, like design them and clothes. And so when I look at the fabric, I don't really know what I'm going to do in the trim, But when I look at it and I start working with it, pretty soon the ideas start to flow. You see, people say, well, I don't have any ideas. Well, ideas for what? People will say, I want to travel. I say, well, where do you want to go? They go, I don't know. Well, then what do you mean you want to travel? You don't know where you want to go? They say, well, tell me where you want to go. Well, I want to go there. I say, okay, then focus on that. No, you can go there. But people, they live in this world of, well, I don't have the power, or I don't know, or I'm not capable, or whatever. And it's like the maestro in the voice. He said, no, I'm not training you to be a singer. You are a singer. I'm training your voice, your sound, your physical, your mind-body relationship so that it is harmonious with your soul and what the song that you want to sing, you see. And people say, well, if I start singing, maybe I'm not good. Well, you're judging that. It's look, remember Louis Armstrong and his singing? Terrible voice. I mean, he's a beautiful singer, you see, because it was his heart, his feeling, his beingness. And that's what we want to have show up. And you say, well, how? I don't know how to be myself. Well, just start being yourself. Trust, don't just be on automatic and just respond to everybody the way you've always been responding. It's like, be, what would you say it? Inconsistent. And sometimes consistent, not one or the other. But it depends on time, place, and circumstance, what's appropriate. So we all have all godlike qualities and abilities. And, that means artistic talent, musical ability. We are all-knowing. We are geniuses in whatever we want to accomplish and be. But the greatest thing, that all that we desire, is this divine pleasure of the soul. And love of God is supreme pleasure for the soul, but I don't mean even the word God, that isn't it. And even the word divine isn't it. And last night when I was meditating and being in myself, and I got this just great, it was these little openings of knowings and experiences we get that is so far beyond words, or you can't even communicate it. But you've anchored in, you might say, at an expanded level of who you are, and your connection with the divine, the oneness, and also differences that we are. And when we get this, it's like that fear that people have of death or dying. When you realize as you're being right now, not your mind, I think, but just you being, the more you practice that, when you drop this physical form in that concept or idea, however you want to call that, you just slough it off, like it just falls away. But you're still there. It's just fallen away, but you're still right there where you are. And then using this lifetime, you say time, because you're going to use the time game for you to get beyond time. You have to use the time game to get beyond time. We're using words to get beyond words. Does that make sense? You know what I'm saying? And that's when our lives we're transformed. Because now we're observing from the place of the observer, but we are the experiencer. So anyway, what you don't use, you're losing. And people are so quick to say they can't, or they're too old, give up age. That's a time game. That's from memory. You don't act your age. That's not who you are. How old are you? What color is your skin? How tall are you? Are you a boy? Are you a girl? Are you heterosexual? Are you homosexual? Really? All these labels that we put to limit ourselves. Well, this is my team here, and this is my team here, and this is this is my side. And this is so petty that we have diminished ourselves into a caricature of someone else's concept of what this movie is all about. Forget the movie. be in the real, in the reality, in the truth of, and the absolute truth is who you are. That is important. So you want it, start using it, trusting it, develop it, and you can accomplish anything. Be there now. Mm-hmm.